Very good. He's very good? Yes, he's very good. I believe. I believe it's very good. That hard. There we go. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. That hard. There we go. Getting the loop going. Oh, nice. Got the back pop. That's good. Oh, nice. Got the back pop. That's good. Nice. Got the loop going. Got the loop going. Got the loop going. Got the loop going. Hey, we got a thumbs up. Going. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but we did it anyway. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but we did it anyway. Yes, that gave us a little bit more headroom. Good. Yes, that gave us a little bit more headroom. Good. I should probably turn the volume down. That's good. Somebody's here. Hi, somebody. I'm pretty much set up. I don't know. Well, I was going to get the other table from upstairs, but whatever. So there's at least one person here. I will say to them, I'm basically trying to clear this table, and that's going to entail a lot of reorganization. I'm going to wait till some more people get in here to really get into it, but that's the plan for now. And I'm sorry if there's fan noise occasionally when I walk over here, but it's because of the fan and the microphone. Now I just have to remember why I was walking over here. Oh, to get storage stuff. Oh, gosh. How about that? For now, we're going to go with that. I'll come around from the other side, and I can avoid the fan. I'm your biggest fan. Ooh, who here? Wes does it. Smoke! What's up, brother? Boing! Welcome to the shop. I'm going to try and do this without the glasses on. I don't know if that's you that I was talking to earlier, but yeah, basically I just got this chaos table of a parts stash that I got for the Bug probably a year ago now. And I'd really like to clear it off the table. So I've got this cabinet right here, which is way old school for the woodworker guys. This is from my grandparents, I believe. I grew up with this cabinet. There were two of them. One of them got water damaged. Real one, Rob's neighbor. Yo, welcome in, y'all. I'm just explaining, basically, I'm at least going to get started with trying to get the crap off this table. I have another long table that I was going to bring down to work on, but bachelor life, it's heavy and it's a pain in the ass because it's upstairs and it's really long, so I got to get it down the stairs. These are little ramen noodle Nissan, the little noodle bowls. I use those for storage for stuff because what we've got is a whole bunch of smaller parts. I don't know what I'm showing you. Window cranks. Basically, hell yeah, this about to be lit. Wes does it. Meet DJ Real One. DJ Real One, meet Wes Does It. Y'all need to hook up. Who else is here? Wrong Drone. What's up? Just screwing everything up, man. You know. I don't know why I'm yelling. The microphone's right here. But Wes Does It, Hip Hop Culture, DJ Real One is the mod, let me try that again. The live mix that I mod on Friday nights, if you've ever heard me talk about that. Y'all need to connect. Real One, if you see Wes's last project, an amulet that he made, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about immediately. So anyway, where did these go? My eyes. Just glad to finally catch one of your live streams. I'm trying to, wrong drone, I'm trying to do every Sunday. I've been occasionally just dropping in some off the wall times just because I'm trying to work out the software end. This is just from a phone. I have on deck at my dad's house, he was just clearing off the hard drive, his old PC, which is about 8-10 years old, somewhere in there. But it's new enough that I should be able to upgrade the graphics card and put in a solid state drive and build a streaming machine dedicated just to streaming out here. Then I can run multiple camera angles through USB and mic it all up and all that stuff. I'm really going for production quality because I'd like to be able to record the live streams, especially if I'm doing something, this doesn't count, but rebuilding a carburetor or something like that. I'd like to be able to do it with a camera on the job, and even though we're BSing in chat, still be able to utilize the footage and edit it out into a long form video. So, how's everybody doing this fine Sunday? I'm in top messages because for some reason it defaults to that, which is so silly in my opinion. And so there. What was that sound? Oh, the meter shutting off. Okay. So anyway, I'm probably going to have to figure out some sort of shelves. I know you can't see in here. I could get you to where you can, but right now we're just going to figure out what I'm doing. What exactly I'm actually doing. Late Apex. That's a great idea. I should do that. I'm not sure which part that was. But this is a transmission gasket kit, for instance. So what basically happened is this needs to be flat. I always cruise Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace for stuff. I've been doing that for decades. I've been a hustler since day one. I buy things cheap and sell them high. That's how I make a living. I don't like having a real job. I don't like dealing with all that stuff. Point being that I came across a stash of Volkswagen parts that basically somebody had restored doesn't matter the year, a 60s Volkswagen, except he restored it ground up. Hunk of parts fall off. He restored it ground up, like to almost concourse quality. And so what he had on Marketplace, that luckily I caught it right in time, right after he listed it, was this entire stash of takeoff parts and parts that he didn't use. And there's a lot of stuff here. I also got a just Subwest, sweet. Pew 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 pew. Making community. Point being, like these bumpers I bought elsewhere, but I got glass. I got so much parts. I got a full set of original wheels, because the aluminum wheels are cute and all, but I want OG wheels. Man, appreciate ya. You're saying he didn't use license plates to patch rust. Oh, wrong drone. What do I call you? WD? Winn-Dixie? Drone? Hey man, that's temporary. Somebody wants to restore this car, they can pull them out just as easy as I put them in. Zip, 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 zip. But I want long-term, not long-term, whatever. In the near future, what I would like is for my dad to be able to drive this car. So he understands that I can't afford to restore it, but I would like it to not have gaping holes where he can see the road going by underneath. But he used to have a 65 Volkswagen just like this with a much smaller engine. This is a 1600 dual port. I forget what they came with, 1300, something like that. Hit that like, y'all. Yeah, please do. I appreciate it, Wes. Self-tappers. Heck yeah. Now the issue, of course, is that the points are all inside of the passenger compartment, but I figured that was better than near the tires, because I can always make some sort of a cover. Well, let's break out another one of these boxes. You know, I'm shoveling it from one box to another box. Let me get a flat gasket container. Gasket module. I think I'm using them all. Dang it. All right. That's fine. Fine. I'm using them all on a different project, unfortunately. Self-tappers. Ooh. So I have no idea. That's why this hasn't been done yet, is because it's just chaos. It was literally boxed up for me, and I threw it in the back of my truck, pulled it out of the truck, and pretty much set it on this table. Ooh, that was probably loud. I'm sorry. Here's glove box innards. Yeah, I've got plenty of space, but I don't have very good organization. Does anybody know what this is in a Volkswagen? I know I've seen it a million times. What kind of truck, bud? My truck, my daily, is a 2016 Toyota Tacoma that I, basically on my mom's deathbed, she wanted me to have a new truck. And so that was I got a spaceship. It's not a spaceship anymore, but it was when it came out. Now it's like tame in comparison. Wes, I don't know if you've seen it, but I've got a 1973 John Deere backhoe out there. And that's about to get traded, I think I mentioned to you in your chat, for a 93 F350 with the 7.3 liter diesel, the International motor or whatever. So that's going to be the work truck. Yeah, peace, Mom. I miss her a lot, but, you know, that's the only guarantee we have in life is death. That freaks people out when I say stuff like that, but that's reality. Holy small letters. Made in China. With German words. How silly. Turbo flexible. I don't know what this is. I mean, that's the thing, is that if it's not labeled, there's a lot of these parts. It's so funny. It says Germany all over it, and then it says made in China. Y'all will appreciate that. If you can focus on that. Made in China. But yet all this is all German and Germany and all that. You know, just don't mislead me, I guess. If I've got German parts, I want German parts. If they're Chinese, let me. So fucking tough. Yeah, the F350, this thing, I thought it was a 250, but then the guy I'm getting it from was like, no, it's a 350. So, I mean, that thing will tow my entire house without batting an eye. All right, we're just going to throw this in here, so I'll stop shuffling it around. Funny things, I bought this set, of course. You know, there's stuff in here that I've already bought, but there's lots of brand new parts. MP brake line plugs. MP cable shortening kit. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of stuff. And what I'd like to do is get it all organized, maybe in bins that fit in here, whether I have to build something or what. But I'd also like to figure out exactly what all I've got. I mean, a real Volkswagen guy would probably know exactly what a lot of this stuff is. I would say it's got something to do with the transmission, but I don't know. 350 will tow the neighborhood. Yeah, right, exactly. I'm the only person that watches Smoke Shop that doesn't own a pickup truck. That's not necessarily true. Fire sleeve on the number 2 and number 4 header pipes to protect fresh air hoses. Huh. Okay. I mean, just random stuff. Lots of it, too. So I think I'm just going to not even worry about organizing it right now. Just get it off this damn table so I can get this table out of the way. Because that's like enough room to put the car. You know what I mean? Oh, man. So, yeah, Wes, after DJ Real One went on Friday night, I got me a good buzz on, and I went live just spontaneously. I was surprised. I got 5 or 6 people hanging out for a while. We stayed up till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Or you can put more stuff on the table. Yeah, well, that was another reason I didn't bring out the other table, is because then I would have just ended up with 2 tables full of Volkswagen stuff spread out while we bullshit. Original OG shifter with the wood knob. I have one in there already that's actually got the Wolfsburg logo, I think. Yeah, my shift knob has the Wolfsburg emblem on it. But, you know, more parts. And it doesn't matter if they're not organized in there, as long as they're off, like I said, this table. I'm a new, word. What's up, sick bastard? Hippies in the house. Hippies all up in here. We got hippies and hip hop. We got all kinds of hip stuff. Everything's just hip. At Smoke Shop. I don't need to yell. I have a microphone right here. Just grabbing a rag. Hello, Echo. Let me grab a rag from the rag bag. Sa-da-da-da-da. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I know many of you are in a different time zone. I go on at high noon Eastern time, so time zones are weird. Dirty hippies, yep. Smoke, I swear, every top surface I got to get covered in junk in 3 minutes. Yeah, flat surfaces, man. It's the bane of my existence. I'm terrible about it, too. I talked about my kitchen cabinets in there. I don't necessarily want to show them because they're covered in stuff. The counters. It's a bachelor pad, so I don't have anybody to stop me. I'm just shuffling again. Za-da-da-da-da. Here's a piece of aluminum tubing that I don't think has anything to do with the bug, which is sort of what this is, but not really. I need to have a probably not to do with the bug bin, buddy. How about this box? I'm trying to also, by the way, I'm trying to get rid of I bought exactly that probably a week before I got this stash. I'm trying to get rid of cardboard because of the damn silverfish. I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with silverfish, but I have silverfish that got picked up somewhere in I think it was my ex-girlfriend's garage. Body pins, I think maybe for the trim. No? Maybe door panels? I don't know. I gotta figure out. Oh, it's probably labeled. Sea Eyes, Duralel L, Blue Amber. I have no idea what that means. So this is just a bag with some stuff in it. Yep. Chaos, more chaos. But I have a square foot of table that's cleared. So that is forward progress. Anybody who's slacking on your projects, one step at a time. What do we got? 8 people in here? Wow, I think that's close to a record. Thanks for coming in, everybody. I don't know if we went over this, but do you have a card? I do not. I've been in Jacksonville, Florida since I was 3 years old, so I've got plenty of sources. The one reason I have thought about getting my card is because I do have depression issues and stuff like that. I mean, without getting into too many details, but I have back issues, blah, blah, blah. So I would like to find specific strains that work for specific ailments so that I could utilize them consistently. Because with the sources I get, it's kind of whatever's in bulk, wherever it's coming from, that they need to get rid of cheap. If you follow what I'm saying. I'd like to be able to walk into the dispensary and pick whatever the heck I want and know that this and such strain from this and such dispenser or this and such grow does this for me, if that makes sense. If y'all don't understand, it's medicine, whether you believe it or not. If you've been reefer madnessized, I apologize for the people that did it to you, but free the weed, save the world. So we do have trim. I've got hood trim. I've got, and this was not, I did not have the trim from my car. So this was, this is from the stash. And again, he was going for perfection or close to perfection. This is dinged up and faded, but I'm not sweating that. It'll still look just fine on my car. I'm gonna shove that down in there. Oh, nope, too long to do that. Dang it. Well, darn. Dang. Dispensaries are a shot in the dark, too, honestly. Yeah, I know, because everybody's full of shit, also. One of the first 100 patients in New Jersey, then I transferred to Florida. That's cool. Did they transfer your card, or did you have to apply again in Florida? Some sort of message just came in. Yeah, and again, Wes, I agree. I'd much rather be in a place, hopefully someday, maybe even soon, we'll go federally and they'll allow us to grow our own, because that would be the best thing. But, I mean, I've got plenty of space here. I could do amazing things, and I know people that can help me do it really well, but I'm not trying to lose my house. I worked way too hard building this place to have it taken away because I want to get lifted, if you know what I mean. I need to find a better home for this. I'm sorry. I have a bigger shelf over here. Well, I can turn the camera, I guess. I don't know what you can see, but that's the general area. So I got more stuff over here. Again, I don't have to yell. The mic is on me. The mic is on me. The mic is live. We are live here at Schop. Should I turn on the reverb, real one? Boink. Sorry if I moved that a little quick. Y'all could probably see better if I did that. Don't get pinched. I got a doctor in Florida and showed them my card and diagnosis. Yeah, that's sweet that it's an easy transfer. Wes, yeah, I'm not, I mean, to be honest, I have a past record, so there's things that could come back on me and they could bring charges back and all that if they wanted to be total dicks. So I try to stay out of trouble. Heater channel with the doors and everything, except they're screwed shut, but that's okay. Parts is parts. Again, I have to keep reminding myself, don't overanalyze it. Get it off the damn table. Beetle nuts. I'm not crazy, guys. That's the lug nuts that came with the wheels. Yeah, see? Fucking silverfish, man. Hi. Sorry, not sorry. So we're trying to get cardboard out of my life. Mirror on the wall. Wow. Turn on the reverb. I forget which button it is. I know which button it is, but I don't know where it is. It's the one I always thought it was. Smoke shop. Now with more reverb. All right, I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous. I do want to hear it, though. All right, I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous. I do want to hear it. I will do a loop, though. I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous. I will do a loop, though. I'm not going to do that. It's ridiculous. I will do a loop, though. Well, late Apex Garage, of course it's tobacco, since the fricking YouTube AI can totally read and understand everything we're talking about, because I know you know, but some of the suggestions now that come up from vidIQ software for titles, if I put the video up there and then come back to it a half an hour later, it's talking about stuff that I'm talking about in the video. It's mind-blowing. Terrifying. Big Brother is watching. Big Brother, he's all up in your shit, man. Here's a minibus insulating cover. Blue Sea Systems. I mean, just random parts. I think we're going to keep the random parts separate. I think a lot of this is random parts. Oh, that's sweet. Did you see Nimmons streams? He had some interesting things in his feed. Oh, the bottom, I called it out. The bottom left. That's pretty cool, guys. I wonder if I can get a light behind it. Hang on. I mean, of course I can. Hang on, guys. I'm going to do something cool. Just hang on. Just got to find the tools. Did I leave that on? I hope not. No, maybe. Whoa. Okay. That's all I wanted. There we go. Ha! Wait a minute. Oh my God, that's so bright. Wow. Wake up in the house. What's up, Wake Up? It's not going to suck my... Yes, that also. Yes, that was the one. All right, so this is a cool red jeweled light dealy for indicating something. That's pretty neat, huh? Does it look cool there? I'm sure it does. Oh yeah, it looks like a laser beam, except you can't see it. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-ba, doing some grocery grabbing. How's your guys' day going? Shoot, I'm doing good. I'm out here in the garage actually accomplishing something. It's hot, but it's not terribly hot. I think we're about 85 in the shop. It's hotter outside. It's the humidity that right now, this time of year. I mean, it's always the humidity here, but right now it's still, the air just gets heavy. Wow. Grocery getting. What kind of grocery getter you got there? Wake Up. I don't know if we've ever asked you that. Well, we're asking about people's cars. All right, we're going to go into another box. For those just getting here, basically I'm trying to clear this table of all the Volkswagen parts. I have a Volkswagen, I got a stash of parts. And I've been looking at these for probably close to a year. And I'm trying to kind of go through them and sort them at least a little bit, get them off the table and into this cabinet or these shelves here. It's been cooler today. Oh, you're in Gainesville. Yeah, so you're, yes. You're a Floridian. You understand what's happening. Vent wing seals. Wow. Do I need those? Yes. Yay! That made it worth the investment. So we have a seals department. I like it when it's overcast. It gets nice and cool. Spark plug lead. Just one. I don't know. That must be for a coil. That's too short for a bug coil. This is why this stuff never gets put away, because it just ends up in a different pile in a different place. Oh, man. Excuse me. Hood handle guard through 67. Oh. Oh, so that's the little chrome piece, which mine does not have. I know I have another handle. There it is. So, y'all can't really even see what I'm showing you. I have a 99 Chrysler Town and Country Limited. I need some stuff with motor brake booster so far, but Rain-X helps. Mike, what it do? What is it that I always say in response to that? What doth occur? How doth it occur? Sick, I think that might have combined a couple messages or something. Looks like maybe you need wipers. Just from inference. I've lost some, I've gained some. That's cool. That's how lives work. I have no idea what this is, but it's aluminum, I would say. May end up being a musical instrument. It goes in the unknown bin. Here's another random gasket. Gaskets and seals, baby. Headlight bucket to fender seals, pair, 1946 to 1966. I need these. Imported from England. What's imported from England? Windshield wiper motor and brake booster and maybe master while it's all out. Oh yeah, once you get in there, you may as well do it all if you got the time and money. And I know you have alternate transportation. Pull them off a town and country from the junkyard and drive to Gainesville this winter and do a video on it. Would be good times. Dude, stop by here, pick me up. Or we'll meet down there. Or better yet, if it runs and drives still, you can drive it up here, sick, and we'll do it in the garage. Wait, what? Oh, bother. Ford Focus 2010. Your aluminum. Problem is money. Yeah, money's always a problem. I don't know if there's still a chat delay or what. It runs every day. Well, I mean, you know, if Rob really wants to drive to Gainesville from, oh, well, this winter, yeah, he's going to be cold as hell. Insured. There you go. Well, I got room here. 3 guys in a van and smoke shop. Man, we got a fire pit in the backyard. I'm not trying to make that public information, but as long as it's a planned thing. Motor mounts. Oh, sweet. It's motor mounts. Interesting. So that's new good stuff. Grocery getter. Well, the other thing with van life is you can turn that into a camper, sick, and go to your music festivals. Coming to Florida either way, my parents are snowbirds, and I haven't left the state in 8 years. Right on. What part of Florida are they in? Are they in Gainesville? Wait a minute. So this is the other interesting thing. Is this guy must have ordered stuff while he was blackout drunk or something? I don't know. Oh, no, never mind. This is left side and right side. Okay. But there's other stuff where there's multiples of everything. Polk City, which is down by Tampa, I believe, right? Rob's neighbor, we hanging. Yeah, you're going to be driving right past both of us, more than likely. Oh, so much stuff. There's so much stuff. See, here's some more. Oh, gas cap. Weak ass gas cap. That weak ass gas cap. So, anybody know why I'm saying that's a weak ass gas cap? Other than the fact that I like saying weak ass gas cap over and over again. As a matter of fact, that would be a great loop. No, I'm not going to do that. Weak ass gas cap, weak ass gas cap. 10. Definitely a record. Want to find an old Ford van or station wagon. They're out there, wake up. You just got to get some money to play with. And that used to be a $1,500 car. Now it's a $3,000 car. And that's big time project. 75. I'm not sure what the 75 is. Sick. Y'all hit smash that like button. I gotta remember to say that stuff. Smash the like. Smash it. Look at all these gaskets. So many gaskets. It's all the gaskets, which that car needs. 75 South. Ah, yes. I wasn't sure if you were talking about 1975, which I believe is a Smashing Pumpkins song. Oh, hey, sick. Did you check out any of that, any of those festivals I turned you on to? Or The Grass is Dead, the band? Rear engine seal. So yeah, that's all this. And I'm just piling it up on a table. Here, the gap. Back in the day, you used to be able to buy fuse like this. I don't know if you still can. That's not what this is. This is metal rope, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'm gonna pull all this stuff out just because then I can go like this. Ha! Oh, sorry, bike. I didn't mean to do that to you. I'm sorry, buddy. I was looking, but have not had a lot of time. Yeah, between trying to film and make some decent content and edit it. Oh, I know what this is. This is a battery hold down. Custom, dog. Look at that. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, not it. That ain't my style. Used to be. Not really the billet aluminum stuff. I want to get one of those tracking cameras for streaming. Ozbot, I think. Yeah, there's some, I mean, I think you know, who are you today? Late Apex. Late hobby Apex dog. Windshield wiper squirter. The main issue for me is learning to try and get the software to work and all that stuff with multiple cameras. And it's all going to come down to not doing it wirelessly, doing it through USB. So I think I've already mentioned it. I'm working on getting my dad's old computer, and I'm going to turn it into a streaming machine. Even if I get this stuff off the table and come back later and get it somewhere else, I'll be happy. Unreal time. Yes, editing. It's a, yep. The more I learn the program and the processes, the better I get at it. Did anybody ever answer why this gas cap sucks? I'll show you. It's because I've got my OG one. It's way cooler. I'm going to put that back on, though, so we don't fill the garage up with gas fumes. Any more than it already is. Do I have a Pepsi? I wonder where my water is. I have bad vent. Unnecessary. I have had... well, all these Volkswagens have bad vent. Oh, it's hot and nasty. It's not hot, but it's not as cold as it was when I pulled it out at lunch. there's a pretty low limit on how many cameras you can plug into USB. I can do 2 in my laptop. I see why the streamers use regular cameras and capture cards. So if you have a capture card, that'll still alleviate that issue. And that's something that I'm discovering right now is one of my biggest issues. I don't know if you were there with mic choppiness and all that was USB port, and it was positions. What I figured out was I was able to unplug something and plug it in somewhere else. Then I realized that it was my mouse because I have a wireless Logitech mouse and keyboard. I pulled out that dongle and put it into a different USB port, and it changed everything. So yeah, I mean, they USB when it came out was supposed to alleviate all of those issues, because back in the day with serial ports and parallel ports, you know, you had to go in and figure out what was addressed where to make sure it didn't conflict. Oh, my nerd is showing, sorry. And USB was supposed to alleviate all that, but it didn't. Got to get the wife a new phone too. Battery is swelling. Man, the phones are crazy. Like, I'm not streaming on it yet, but this is the Galaxy S25 Ultra. This thing films in 8K. I can't even render in 4K. I don't even have a 4K TV yet. So 8K is like future-proof as far as I'm concerned. Rearview mirror. So I can see what's going on behind me. Nothing. Just as I predicted. Oh yeah, the number of USB chips is important. My laptop has 2, and I need to plug into ports attached to the separate chips for it to work. I'll be back. Right on, Rob. Yeah, and that's where I'm at with it. And like I said, I'm going to... I don't know if you were in here yet, but I'm going to build a specific streaming computer, and hopefully I can alleviate all that. And all I really want is 2 cameras, I think, would be fine, especially if I could access the desktop too. Because what I want is what we've got here, something on me and then something on the project. And well, no, I can't. Excuse me. The point of view camera can be used as a webcam, but it has to be in the base and it has to be plugged in. Schmoke is trying to set up his OnlyFans setup. Pretty much. I mean, I guess once I get that, maybe, I should talk to some of my stripper friends, old stripper friends, my friends that used to be strippers. See if any of them are doing OnlyFans and figure out what they're running. So we've got the swing arms with all the gaskets, which are, if they're not new, they're definitely probably better than what's on my car. So that's cool. A lot of the streaming information that's out there is all about video game streaming. 8K video of Schmoke's bunghole for 20 bucks a month. 20 bucks a month? No. Well, I mean, I guess 20 fans at 20 bucks a month. Psh, 20 bucks is 20 bucks. Whoo! Yeah, this is... I have to be mindful of my responses, because I like to be able to use these as video on demand down the road. And the times when I've partaken in utilizing my water-cooled tobacco pipe on camera, it amazed me how quick it got hit for adult content, which isn't that big of a deal, but I'd rather set it up as adult content than get flagged as adult content, because I really don't want to... Hey, is that passenger? It is. I have a passenger mirror. Woohoo! How about that? I don't want my account getting tagged for stuff like that. Like Real One, if he's still in here, gets all kinds of copyright. Not the bad one, but just the one saying, hey, that's our stuff. I think a strike is the bad one. Not a lot out there on streaming that's not focused on sitting in one spot and playing a game or talking. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of, you know me, I'm not really worried about niching down. So if I get it all figured out, I'll probably make a video of exactly what I did. Because basically what I'm doing, if you weren't here earlier when I said it, the king of copyright strikes. So what's the one that gets you in trouble? The strike doesn't get, one of them gets you in trouble, and one of them you can only get 3. And then they'll ban your channel. So I have a ignition. I have a wiper switch. Or a headlight switch. That's a headlight switch. This is a wiper switch. Yes. I think. I don't know. Or it might be headlight switch for 2 different years. Anyway, parts. More parts. And a random bag. I mean, I don't know what the bag's all about. I don't remember. I was probably in the middle of a sentence when I got distracted by the switches. Bag. Bye, bag. Water. Good job. Much better than Pepsi. Better than Pepsi. It's water. Now, from Schop. Oh, the other point of building the streaming machine and running it through software is that I can record it and then chop it up and make it video on demand. Used to stream working from the shop. He had a camera on a gooseneck and a setup where he could stream his phone back to his streaming PC and out on the stream. Unboxing, I see. What's up, Dad's Workshop? Calvin. Sorry, I got a hair. I'm not necessarily unboxing. What I've got here is a table full of, it's a Volkswagen part stash that I got off of Marketplace. A guy restored his 60, I think it was a 66, to like show quality, which I'm not doing. I'm just trying to get mine safe to drive. So this is all his takeoffs and extra parts. I mean, I've got brand new parts that he didn't use, piles of them, all the seals, all that. And basically I'm just trying to get it off this damn table that it's been sitting on for a year so I can get this space back. Stuff is happening. Gotta run, Smoke Shop. Talk to you soon. Thank you for coming in, Sick. For real. And if you need help with that van thing, let me know. You're literally an hour away if I drive fast, an hour and a half. So we could go on test drives and have it stream. And see, we could do live stream from the phone and go on a drive. But yeah, ultimately, I would love to have that wireless capability to where exactly that. If we, let's say we're in here hanging out, working on rebuilding a carburetor, and I've got 500 people watching and they're hanging out for the whole thing. Hell, I want to throw the carburetor on there. Let's go for a test ride. You know what I'm saying? Definitely need help, but I got to get funds. Just let me know. So Dad's, Calvin, whatever. What I'm talking about is I want to build from my dad's old computer. He has an old PC, and I'm going to build a dedicated streaming machine. All right, let's grab another box for now, or a pile. So here's some cool Volkswagen stuff. If you've ever heard people talk about the windshield washer being hooked up to the spare tire, this was the windshield washer fluid bag. And basically it utilized the pressure from your spare tire to squirt the windshield washer fluid out. Ingenious idea until you needed your spare tire and it didn't have any air pressure in it anymore. But, you know, people that are restoring to original, this is probably worth money. So we'll put it in the OE parts stash. Well, that's cool. DJ Real One. Wait. I think it's that one. DJ Real One. Is that the right button? Yes. Now I have to figure out if it's still on. Are we going to do a loop? Now I have to figure out if it's still on. Do we want to do a loop? Are we going to do a loop? Do we want to do a loop?
Trying to figure out if it's still on.
Do we want to do a loop?
Are we gonna do a loop?
Do we want to do a loop?
Trying to figure out if it's still on.
Do we want to do a loop? Got to get some more though.
Do we want to do a loop?
Do we want to do a loop? Got to get some more though. DJ Smoke in the house. DJ Smoke in the house. All right. Hee hee hee. That was for our sponsor, DJ Real One. What is this? Emergency brake lever. We'll leave that in its bag because it's got all its parts and everything in there. Mine's still good. We'll put that right there. What is that? The hood pull, hood release. Mine is also good. That can go there. Valve covers, clamp on, new. Clamp on, new. Oh, they're chrome. Oh no, yeah, wait. I don't know. Yeah. What? How about that bling? MP chrome valve covers. What? Those are actually really nice. I wonder why he didn't put them on. They probably didn't seal, I would assume. With brand new clamps and everything. Clips. Clippy clips. Wow. Man, I got some good stuff in this stash. Some good stuff. It's a stash of good stuff. That's always good at Smoke Shop. Oh, I think those are going to stay in their safe box as well. There's something else in here. Yeah, maybe not. I love the effects. Heather, what's going on? Who all's in here? We got... That was an enema bag. Well, you know, that's probably where the idea came from. Those ingenious Germans were like, oh, we could use this for more than one thing. I guess that cardboard is going to stay. I'm trying to get rid of the cardboard also for people who are just joining us, because I have silverfish, and if you've ever dealt with silverfish, man, they love to hang out in cardboard, and they are a pain in the ass to get rid of without, you know, tenting your house or at least spraying it with toxic chemicals. Which I don't particularly like to do. Where are we at? Live chat, all messages. Okay. Excuse me. I mean, we can always turn it back on for brief periods of time. I just don't like to forget that it's on. More seals. Oh no, these are the, oh sweet. The oh shit handles. Brand new. Brand and new. These are engine tins. So if you're not familiar with how a Volkswagen works, it's air cooled. There is no radiator. And one of the important things that people always rip out is all these engine tins have to be in place in order for the engine to cool correctly. Especially here in Florida. I actually have multiple sets. I don't know if mine are in there or not. Most of mine are in there. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Yes, that's it. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday at Schop. Tune in for the High Noon Schesch. All right, you're going to have to sample that now, real one. These are brake fluid reservoirs. That one has a ginormous crack in it, so I don't really see any reason to hold on to that. I mean, I guess we could repair it since it's an original. I guess. Whatever. It's just more crap in a cabinet. Crap in a cabinet. Smoking a pancake. Once again, the tail light seals, which I just bought and put in right before I got this stash. Or had just bought and put in. Sorry if I'm getting fan noise. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Live at Smoke Shop. Chaos. Utter and complete chaos. Speaking of utter and complete chaos, you know, I keep trying to quote unquote organize stuff. I think we're just going to stuff it in there. And then when I get to a project that I need parts that I know I have, I'll dig in there. But see, like, you know, I got all kinds of Wolfsburg logos and all that. I'm not restoring to that level, but I mean, even if I don't use them, this is what I was talking about him ordering more than one thing. I have multiple fuel sender seals. But hey, I mean, I don't even remember what I paid. Not that much. $200 or something for like all this and a set of wheels. Yeah, this is worth way more than that. I gotta bounce, Smoke. Compaction is organization. I agree, Valentine. Welcome in here. Valentine Station, y'all. Real one, have a good day at work. I'm sorry you gotta go. But enjoy. Valentine Station, he's got another good channel. He's got literally a gas station on Route 66. If that doesn't blow your mind, then I don't know what will. Pretty cool stuff. He's another up-and-coming growing channel. Also trying to dial in his live stream program. So one of us is going to figure it out and help all the other ones. I'm weird. I'm weird. I'm not cuckoo. I'm in danger. I think pretty much everybody that's really light. That's amazingly light. It must be billet aluminum. I don't know what it is, but it's really, really light. I also don't know what that is. Looks like a motorcycle part to me. Carburetor space? I don't know. We'll just put that there for now. I'm weird. Every time I see that, I'm going to say that. Oh, that's fun. El agua. Stay hydrated, people. What I was going to say is I think everybody that does YouTube is weird. I think everybody's weird in their own way. Excuse me. So the reason I thought this might have been an air breather is, yeah, see? I'm smart. But that's for dual Webers or all that. Take care, real one. That's the point, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm out here having a good time. I've met this community. You know, there's, I don't know, 6 or 8 of us in here right now and growing. This community is great, and it's all coming from different directions because of the stuff that I'm interested in. And I bring, you know, it's really cool. Live streaming is fun. And besides, I'm weird. Yeah, that's another one. I want to go out and visit Valentine Station. I got a friend that's in California right now. Shaggy Mane. Many of y'all have seen him. So here's the spark plugs, wires that will go with that coil wire that we found earlier that I don't know where I put it. We're just going to stuff it in there. Compaction, what was it? Compaction is organization. People are strange when you're a stranger. 2 hours from Vegas. So I flew out to, I guess it was Reno's airport. Is there an airport in Reno? And a friend of mine was living in Bridgeport, California. And she picked me up from there. And we drove out to Bridgeport and hooked up her camper and drove it across country. That was a fun adventure. Compaction is what enemas are for. I love this bar. All right, so another cool thing. This came with the car when I bought it. I have full interior, door panels, carpet, everything. The carpet's right over here. Whoa. Carpet is right there on the seat. So that's cool, because this can now go with that. Someday I'll get rid of these golf carts, since they never get used anymore. Compaction is what enemas are for. I'm weird. Throwout bearing, I would imagine. Steering stuff for steering. Rag joint, I believe is what that's called. Compaction is organization. Man, I am so locking that into my mind because it makes me feel better about what I'm doing right now. Because compaction is organization. Compaction. So the house I grew up in had a trash compactor. I don't even know if they make those anymore. That was really cool. It was underneath the kitchen, or in the kitchen right by the dishwasher. And it had your trash bag in it and all that. And you put your trash in there and you close it. And you hit a switch and it would go, and a ram would push down all the trash. Because compaction, oh God, is organization. Look, can y'all see the table? You can sort of see it. We're 1/3 of the way done. You can't really see it though because of that. Yeah, you can sort of see it now. Can we go higher? Whoa! Higher and higher, straight up we'll climb. All right. Van Hagar, what y'all know about that? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. 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 Oh man, look at that beautiful tabletop, just asking for more stuff to be stacked on it. No! So I actually bought this. I used to have a spiral bound copy. That's what I was hoping to find, but man, if you got a Volkswagen, you need this book. And we have other literature as well. So this is sort of part of our ongoing project. This is a new turn signal stalk, but I don't know if it was installed incorrectly or what. It's been damaged, I think. So I got to figure out how to repair that because the arm is broken on mine. But I don't want to take it out and destroy it without having something to replace it with, is my point. So there's that. This is gonna go here. No. Like that. Yes, like that. Where's my rag? Right where it's supposed to be. Look at this studio filled with glamorous prizes. These bumpers did not come with the stuff. I bought these separate. I don't remember what I paid for them. I know I drove somewhere to get them. That's that short-term memory loss, I guess. They're Brazilian. They're garbage, really, but they're better than the nothing that I have on there. I do have a rear bumper that is correct with the overriders and everything. I don't know where it is right now, but I think these are relatively new. They were on, or did I might have gotten these from the parts stash, now that I think about it. And then I bought the one with the overrider. That's what it is. Which, this weighs easily 50 or 100 times what those other bumpers weigh. But this is the correct bumper. This is the rear. I don't have the front one, but I don't know why I'm putting it in the golf cart, but it'll be okay for now. What's we got going on in here? Impaction is what enemies are for. All right, well, that's a 6, not a 0. Okay, I was about to shut it down. Hey guys, whoever's still here, hope you're enjoying my weirdness, because I'm weird. This would be a original intake, probably for a 1300, but I don't really know that much about Volkswagens, believe it or not. But that, I will say, is a tiny ass little intake. I have 35 horsepower. Yeah. I think my phone has more horsepower than that. Single port intake. Yeah, that's the OG from like the 1300s or whatever, right? This is a roll of material, shade material, shade cloth, whatever. I picked this up. There's a guy out at, again, for you Floridians, Daytona is not far. And usually Thanksgiving weekend, I go down for the Daytona Turkey Run, I believe is the correct name. It's funny. Anyway, there's a guy there that sells these, which I guess are remnants from a big jobs, and he sells them for $10 a piece. So I bought some. All right, here is a excuse me, bag full of, I know, like that's the bumper bracket seals. All these seals that are all brand new. And then I guess some parts, random parts in the bottom. Starter, there's at least one starter bushing in here. I know that because I've had to deal with that before. Yeah, all kinds of stuff in here. Wow. And the 1500. I'm not sure what came on the 65. Again, I'm not a expert by any way, shape, or form. Oh. Man, there's just so much good stuff, so much goodness, so much goodness. So this is the modern version. Again, you still got the air Schrader valve, air valve on there for the windshield washer fluid. An ashtray for the door. Mine does not have that. Brake master cylinder. Huh. Bought one of those too. I can go there. That is, in fact, a brake master cylinder. And that is the correct one for my car. So, yeah. Once again, it's okay. I mean, it's not bad to... If I ever sell the car, I'll put all these parts with it and just be like, man, you got spares. If and when they ever stop selling Volkswagen parts. Which that's one car I doubt they will ever stop selling parts for. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow. Welcome to Smoke Shop. I know, I should have done the reverb. Wow. I'll bet these are... No, I'd be wrong. Oh, these are slave cylinders. Wheel cylinders, yep. Replaced all those already, too. So if I had gotten these parts a year earlier than I did, I would have saved myself a lot of money. Oh well. I'll be the Volkswagen parts guy. Alright, we got rags. Ragamuffin. Accelerator cable. Tuba. Alright, here's an interesting one. Anybody know what this is? I believe it's a reinforcement bracket for a high performance engine, so that you don't completely destroy your car when you really get into it. I'm pretty sure that's kind of what that is a beefer upper plate. It's totally custom. I mean, it's all custom welded and ground. Basically scrap metal as far as I'm concerned. But who knows? Maybe someday I'll build a really big engine. Speaking of big engine, they're a band from Jacksonville, Florida. These are some sort of gasket for something. Maybe the vent windows? I don't know. Now that you have duplicate parts, you can start working on a second bug. You know, I never really... I'm not trying to manifest anything negative because I do enjoy this car. But I want a bus. I don't need... I mean, the bug, frankly, it came across... One more time. I came across this bug thanks to Shaggy Mane through a friend of his. It was sitting in a guy's backyard. And I got this thing cheap for a 65. And so that's kind of why I ended up with it. But my feelings are, if I'm going to spend the time to truly restore a car, I'd rather do a bus. Because then I can camp in it and all that. Door handles. Brand new. So, you know, when I first saw the pictures for this stash on Marketplace, I was like, bro, if you haven't sold that stuff, I got cash in hand, I'll be there in 15 minutes. I don't know if these are the ones that I bought. I know I bought some. I hope I didn't buy these having them already. Sweet Bind. Yeah, it was a killer deal. I mean, that's the kind of deal that if I had the money in my hand, I would have bought it anyway, even if I didn't have a Volkswagen, because I know what the resale value is. But I've mentioned to a couple times that a lot of the stuff that's on those shelves over there is eBay inventory, because Smoke Shop was originally my eBay store. But when they changed the tax thing where it was like, if you make over $600, blah, 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 I got out of it because I was quite enjoying riding under the radar. And that's why I did what I did for so many years. But one of these days, I may still do that with the YouTube and the eBay thing. I know for a minute they were experimenting with doing live auctions on eBay. And that would be kind of cool because I'll start most of this stuff at a penny. I don't give a damn. I'd like to get back what I got into it at least. But, you know, without getting into too ridiculous of detail, most of that eBay inventory was bought with cash from another side job. And, you know, a way to profit from that and or make everything legitimate. That sounds like a safe thing to say. Plus, statute of limitations and all that. 6x9 adapter. Another seal, probably engine compartment somewhere, but not labeled. So that'll be interesting to figure out. More headlight rings. Parlez-vous français? No. This is your fan shroud for your air-cooled motor. So yes, I literally drone. I could build another bug. Between, I mean, not 100%, but if I got one that was in halfway viable shape, I'll bet I've got enough parts here to get it running, driving, and resold for 5 times what I purchased it for. I got tail lights, marker lights. I don't have extra headlights, but bumper brackets, which eventually I'll need those. I also have something in my eye. Late Apex. Sir, there is no statute of limitation on owed income tax. I'm not talking about income tax. I'm talking about any laws I may have broken to earn income. I don't know the IRS anything. Everything that I have done is 100% legit, and I have checked on it. Because if you make below a certain amount of money, yeah, you're good. Well, you used to be. Now you're not. So poor hippie lifestyle can be advantageous. I found a 10 millimeter. Ha ha ha! 10 millimeter socket. Holy box of crap. Holy box of crap. Oh. Wow. 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 Yeah. Wow. Okay. Sir, there is no statute of limitations on owed income. Yeah, no, like I said, I'm good with the IRS. Boink. Just give us all your money and we'll give you back what we think you need. Yeah, I mean, that's something that pissed off my parents for years. You gotta be a productive part of society. Y'all can play that game if you want to. I ain't gonna do shit but die eventually. Because, you know, the old saying, there's only 2 things you gotta do, die and pay taxes. I don't have to pay taxes. 13 millimeter was the socket I always lost or broke on my old VW. I have broken 13 millimeters for sure. I'm going to see if I can find something that's not cardboard to put this crap in, because that's ridiculous. And for those of you joining us a little later, I'm trying to get rid of the cardboard because it's what the silverfish like to live in. Ooh, I do have another stash of those bins. Awesome. Sweet. Oh my God. I almost died again. Stash O bins. These were on sale at, I don't know, Big Lots or something for cheap. They're like $1 for a stack of 5 or whatever, stack of 4. Well, looks like our razor's about due for replacement. Then had to use 1/2 inch when I had 13 millimeters. Yeah, I have lots of tools that I have. It took me a while. I was a late bloomer, but a friend of mine taught me to always buy the tool. Because I'd borrow, all that stuff, rent. But the reality is, that might be enjoyable. It's a lot heavier than I thought. Especially, well, for those of you who don't realize this shop was an idea that I had in my head for years. And what I was going to do was the residence here, that's 20 by 40. The entire building is 40 by 60. The shop is 40 by 40. The residence is 20 by 40, 2-story. My original plan was a 20 by 40 Quonset hut. So the arched building, downstairs was going to be the shop, and upstairs was going to be an efficiency apartment. Again, not any of your business, but I don't have any secrets to hide. There was some money inherited when Mom passed also, basically. And instead of blowing that on superfluous bullshit, I invested it in building this. And so that's how I can have this and still be broke. And the theory is that with this building, I should be able to make enough money out of it to at least pay the property tax, which is ridiculous, but I'm not going to get into that. So there's fun facts with Schmoke. This is more, I'm going to get all the tools out of here. This is from when I did the brakes. This is the leftover parts. So we're just going to dump it in there since that's already just a chaos bin. And get rid of more cardboard. This looks to have been, which is why I saved them. They were relatively new brake shoes and slave cylinders. But I replaced it anyway because it wasn't that expensive, and that's important parts. So I went through. That car has brand new front to rear all the way around. Every line, every brake component that's in there is brand new. And this is going to go over here for right now. Right meow. Right meow. Meow. And then had to use 1/2 inch when ran out of 13 millimeter. Okay, well, not a lot of chat activity right now, kids. And I'm fine with that. Looks like there's still people here. And I'm still getting stuff done. Retainer clips. More random parts that just go in there now. Man, we've almost got this whole table cleared off. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me while I did this. Windshield wiper arms, which I don't believe I have. I do not. I do now. Now I just need blades. Blades. Gonna split. Have a great Sunday. Thanks for hanging out, man. For real. Genuinely. Sorry it wasn't more interesting, but kind of the whole Sunday thing is just to get something accomplished, I guess. These are the marker light seals. I hope you have a good day as well, Apex Garage. I look forward to your release. That sounded really weird. I look forward to your release. Ooh, so this is a remote oil filter kit. Too bad these hoses are probably shot. Yeah, completely. That's really too bad. I wonder if I can find replacements for those. Who knows? Where are we at? Speedometer cable. Yeah, more oil parts. Man, dude, we are going to have a cleared table in no time. It's a K96 Volkswagen oil conversion kit. It's got part numbers and everything, so we might... Ugh. I don't like keeping the cardboard, but I want to keep that with that stuff. Bumper brackets. Wheel. Hey, yeah. James Hetfield. What y'all doing? Got a split. Have a great Sunday. All right, I'm going to sit down and take a break for a moment. So, if anybody has any questions or anything, boom. I should probably wash my hands, but it'll be all right. I'm a manly man. Hi. My little vaporizer says hi. Don't worry about what's in my little vaporizer. It's not your concern. We're just warming up. We're going for 350 right now. 350 degrees Fahrenheit. 3. Oh, wow. So we've lost pretty much everyone at this point. Cool, 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 cool. I don't even know how to do that on here. Nope. Something. Ooh. Whoopsie. Houston, we have lost the chat. How do I get the chat back? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not that anyone was really chatting, but... Oh, there it is. Chat. Got a split. Have a great Sunday. Yeah, that was the last thing I saw. Chat filter. All messages. Where are we at? 325. And rising. You broke it. No, I didn't break it. I just got lost for a minute. Lost in the vortex that is the internet. Especially, what's really weird is when you run it through the software, and then I try and monitor it on a phone, and then have a window on the PC that's also open. It just gets so confusing. I'm pretty sure you've experienced. Sorry, I just hit the mic. I think you've experienced it before. Sorry for the sucking sounds. That's just how this device works. Point being that one of the other things that I figured out was utilizing a bunch of bandwidth was me having a window open watching my own stream, plus the software had a window open with a preview screen of the stream. And I think YouTube Studio was also open with a preview window of the stream. So there's like 3 different screens with the stream. That made sense. And my OnlyFans page running, right. So that's what I could do. I could just do everything without pants, but have the YouTube be above the table and the OnlyFans be below the table. Brilliant. Man, guys, we really made a lot of progress. I mean, this is something that I've been putting off for a long time. After my little sesh here, I will get back over there and get the rest of that crap off the table. Then that opens up another, 100 square feet. So late Apex, I don't know if you know Valentine Station, but yeah, I've got an interesting thing about that. All right, that all went off the chains, and we're just going to leave it be. Oh, late Apex left. Well, Valentine, you and late Apex, I should have actually, if you don't know each other, late Apex is also hobby. I think he already left, unfortunately. But I didn't even think about that. He would appreciate you also. Keep it family friendly. It's a battle of inches. Well, that's what the above the table and below the table thing is. And this, we don't know what's actually in here. Unless I say it. Because the AI, like I said, it definitely hears or reads whatever hears. That's so messed up. It hears what you're saying and it understands it and translates it or transcripts it and then makes decisions based on it. It's just, we live in amazing and terrifying times. My biggest issue is my videos on demand. I really need to dial in the retention stuff, the hook and all that. I need to work on my thumbnails. I'm still learning all the softwares. And of course, I got used to using GIMP, and now I went to use it yesterday, and it started acting funny. So I may need to just delete it and reinstall it, because I've upgraded it or updated it a few times. So I think there might just be a conflict there. But the more I learn to use GIMP with the layers and all that. See, I took graphic arts in 1988, 89. Thumb concepts are difficult. And again, like I'm saying, I'm still learning to use all the software. And what blew my mind was I had completely forgotten about layers. So I was fighting to try and figure out how to separate things and put them on top of each other and all that. And then I remembered layers and figured it all out again. And it was like, that in and of itself just opens up so many avenues. But the layers thing is true with the video software too, and I always forget that. So it's like, if you've got a camera angle and you've got your camera angle static, you can film yourself popping up from behind a golf cart and then film your other shot and have yourself pop up from behind the golf cart in the background and say, hey, subscribe, which is something that I'm going to start messing with. I want to kind of, if I'm conscious enough of it, I would love to be able to do something like what I just said differently for every video. Just remind myself, okay, before you take this shot, take another goofy shot somewhere in the background and then throw them in there. Because I'm terrible about the call to action thing. And I think it would be kind of cool to be subconscious like that. Pop up from outside, from inside of a stack of tires with a subscribe sign or whatever. And the reality is you don't even need to use an actual sign because you could use the editing program to make it. All right, let's wrap this up, kids. We got more bumper brackets. Lots and lots of bumper brackets. So I believe what I have here is bumper brackets for the OE bumpers and bumper brackets for those Brazilian tinfoil bumpers. So we're going to put these in here. Actually, these can go down here. Loud noise. That wasn't that loud. I use Canva. I started with Clipchamp and did not realize that Clipchamp was in the cloud. And once I realized that, I thought that that was what was starting to cause some performance issues with my editing because my files were getting larger and my videos were getting more complicated or whatever, my edits. So then I deleted Clipchamp and went back to just, I'm going to learn DaVinci Resolve. And my computer kept really just acting slower and slower, and I couldn't, no matter what I deleted, I couldn't find all the video files to delete. And as it turns out, there was an entire Clipchamp stash hidden away that I found out through doing some research, like 3 layers in. There was an entire directory full of Clipchamp files that they had saved that was like 400 gigabytes. Which completely blew my mind since Clipchamp's in the cloud. If your program is in the cloud, why in the F are you storing 400 gigabytes of information on my computer? Blasting out on Route 66. Hi, everybody! Stop by and say hi to Valentine Station. Should I do the reverb? Stop on by to Valentine Station. Now you distracted me from what I was talking about, which didn't matter anyway. It was just a rambling hippies. I'm a rambling hippie singing out on Route 66 somehow on the other side of the world, even though I'm not really there. I'm there virtually. Fuse block. Fuel sender. Give me a bin of stuff. All right. I'm just trying to get everything down to this end of the table. Man, so much stuff. Stuff and things. That's neat. I'm on Route 66. Pop out window, black pinch welt. Wow. I hope I didn't order that. Awesome that I have it. Sweet. Well, again, that's future project stuff. I'm back. Rob's neighbor is back. Back. Oh, wait. Welcome back, Rob's neighbor. Rob's got sound effects that he does, so I figured I'd give him a taste of the reverb. Yeah, I'm going to grab another one of these bins right here, because that's why I got them. Yay! Bins of bits and bins. I don't know, something about something. Whatever. Man. Boink! It's another handle. I think I've got 4 hood handles. It's amazing. Truly amazing. This is cool reverb. That is cool reverb. Mauno wireless WM690, I believe, is the model. I've had pretty good luck with them. They've got 2 or 3 layers of sound, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't like that, though, because it makes everything sound like a robot. The reverb is entertaining, though. So let me get everything back down to this end. So another cool thing that was in this part stash, or actually I think this came with the car originally when I bought it, is a modern fuse block. But really I've got everything working with the original one, so I'm not going to switch over to that unless I need to. That can go right there. And a roller accelerator, which I probably need to put in because my accelerator pedal is that annoying, y'all? I know at least one of you is annoyed by that. So that was fun. What was it? I'm weird. Hey guys, I gotta remember that you're over there. Instead of just being everywhere. What? Let me finish this. Let me get this off of here. So what I do have for the interior is the radio plate and all the trim for that. I just got to find all the trim clips, and I think there's a bag of them somewhere around here. Trim clips, climps, crimpies. Oh, I don't know if I should tell that story or not. That's garbage. I don't know why that would be saved. I mean, some of the things that people, and I'm guilty about it, don't get me wrong, but some of the things that people save that are in these part stashes, again, like I said, I am guilty of it, but so we have the end of a brake line that's completely clogged with rust or whatever, totally useless. A single spade, well, that's a jumper. So it's a spade connector, but it is a jumper and it hasn't been used yet. So that actually is valuable. A broken plastic washer, whatever thing. And a rust. It's just a rust. It's a piece of rust. Same thing again. I don't know. I don't know why those were saved. I'll save that one, but this one's trash. 50-50. Tell it. Wireless mic for the win. It works with you walking around. Compaction is organization. Tell it. Oh yeah, no, this thing's great. And also, well, you can't see it because it's on the phone, but there's a receiver. It's not a Bluetooth. It has a receiver that plugs into the USB port that has a headphone jack so that you can monitor it and make sure that the sound is good. And there's another USB port so that you can charge through that. It works great with the phone, but I tried to use it wirelessly through the Meld software. I have Jewish heritage, so I can talk like that. I was trying to use the Meld software, and you can't, through DroidCam is the program that I was using, and though it will do the camera wirelessly as long as you're on the same network, the sound does not work. Said you had a story you didn't know if you should tell. Tell it. Oh, I got to think about what it was again. Oh, I said something about... It got lost in translation. It doesn't matter. If I say it now, it won't make any sense at all. Sorry. It was terrible anyway. It was something about... something about talking with a cleft lip. I not tell story. So sorry. Car washer. Accelerator pedal. That's not even... I don't know why it was in this bag. Look at that, guys. I got most of the table cleared. Here's a random piece of cloth. I mean, and I'm the kind of guy that will save this because some other guy saved it and it ended up in my house, and there's got to be some use for that. License plate frame? I don't know what that is. It goes in there. And all this goes in the garbage. Oh my gosh. Where are we at? I like sitting down better. It's Sunday after all. Wow, I still got 5 people in here. You guys are crazy. Why would you want to watch Schmope wander around shuffling stuff? However, I appreciate each and every one of you. And if there's any of you lurking that are not subscribed, I would ask that you subscribe, even if you choose not to chat. Because somehow I was at 419 waiting for my 420 subscriber, and I lost 2 subscribers over the last 24 hours. So now I'm back to 417 last I looked. 418. Yay! I got one back. Thanks, whoever my new subscriber is. Uh-oh, I've lost the chat. Again. Houston, we've lost the chat. Attempting chat reconnection. Uh-oh. It's gone. It's just gone. It's gone forever. Oh dear. I think it's time to panic. I'm thinking about panicking. I'm gonna panic. Totally panicking. Okay, well, I don't have a chat anymore, so hopefully nobody's saying anything important, or if you do, it'll show up. This is a momentary on. Ooh. Momentary on. Whoa. Yeah, I have no chat. That's weird. I think I need to refresh this maybe. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Where am I? So load that. That. Boink. We're back. Yes, CTA. Guy stuff. You encourage. Wow, all kinds of stuff happened. See, yeah, my chat was gone. Sort of keeps me from having to clean my own garage. You encourage my procrastination. Y'all, yeah, the whole lives thing, getting into the live community and bouncing from whoever's live streaming to whoever's live streaming, which I know some of y'all in here do. That's a terrible habit. It's taken a lot of my, yeah, it has increased my procrastination and lowered my, whatever the word is I was trying to use. Guy stuff. Yes, CTA. Call to action. Yes. Like, subscribe. I want to grab the meter, or a meter, and see if this switch is any good. So that's fun. Well, you'll be able to hear it. So we're going to do a continuity test. And basically, if I hook that to that and that to that, we can confirm. Oh, there we go. Hey. No way. So is that the other position? It is. So this is a moment on switch that's taking this signal and taking it to either one of these posts. That's kind of interesting. So maybe this is probably what he was using for a turn signal. That's probably what it is. Interesting. That is useful. That goes in the electronics department in the hardware store. Y'all want to go for a drone mode? Want to go for a flight? Let's go, guys. I gotta get my wires all untangled. Say hi, Mr. Hancock. It's dark in there. I did get the steering wheel and all that put back in. And we'll go to the hardware store. What cam are you using? This is a Samsung Galaxy S10. This is something, people are like, oh, I don't have a camera that's any good. Da, 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 da. Man, it's a known number. I'm not sure. I think it's the S8. Anything from the Galaxy S8 above is like 4K and great. So I always tell people, dude, go to your local thrift store, ask them for the cell phones. There's usually a bucket full of cell phones. I don't know who's in here. We have no chat anymore again. Oh, because I'm on the camera. Right. So whoever hasn't seen the shop or been on a proper tour, that is a 1971, I believe. I always forget. Yamaha DS7, which is a two-stroke 250 street bike. These are a matching pair of Honda Aero 50s, 1982, if I remember correctly. Those are also two-stroke. This is a 1973 Chimati city bike moped, which I had running at one time and sat outside for years and is now locked up. And it's super rusty and all that, but I keep it around because one of these days we might just soak it in some Marvel Mystery Oil and see if we can get it running. There's a vintage Manco riding mower. And, power washers, lawn mowers. My parents' old matching Raleigh 3-speed touring bikes. What's another lawnmower? 45-gallon aquarium, if anybody needs one. This is an electric club car that's actually the only one that I own. The other ones are a friend of mine's that I allow him to store here, basically. But when we go to the music festivals, it's kind of nice to have a golf cart. But without getting too deep into details, basically we know the people that are in production, and sometimes I volunteer, and that used to get us the golf carts in, but now they're being sticklers about it, and the trail fee, especially for bigger festivals, is $800, so that's ridiculous. But even the small festivals, it's $250 to bring a golf cart now. So if you have a group of friends that can go in together, it's worth it. But if I'm out there solo, I don't even bother. I bring that now. I put that in the back of my truck. And even though they don't really want people riding motorcycles, like motor scooters and all that, it's against the rules. It's street legal, so they can kiss my ass. Sorry, I'm that type of guy. But this is all that eBay inventory I was talking about. I got all kinds of books, slide projectors, movie projectors. Anniversary clocks is another thing I always like. Boxes. I like metal boxes. Toolboxes. There's certain things that when I come across them, I usually buy them. What else? Not that y'all have expressed any interest, but I'm just showing you some more crap. Old Radio Shack Blackfoot remote controlled truck. Old film screen, projector screen. Old Sears microscope set. Yeah. I'm a picker. I try not to do it anymore because, again, I'm not selling, so it's not a good idea to be a picker and not be selling because you end up with lots of crap. What do we got? Six people. What's going on in the chat room? Anything? What cam are you using? Yeah, I already answered that. Want to go into infinity mode? See if we can open up a vortex. Vortex. Vortexes are fun. I love a good shop tour. Right on, Wes. I'm glad you were here for that. Oh yeah, vortexes are loads of fun if you want to be weird, Valentine. We could go outside and check out the yard and stuff. That's the beauty of streaming on the phone. Oops, I'm pointed in the wrong direction. I've still got the RV out there. That's another project. One of these days I want to get back out there. Well, so the crashed car that was over there, that was part of a pending lawsuit that, without getting too deep into details, you know, their lawyer supposedly was going to get them this wonderful settlement and all that stuff, and completely screwed them over. So even though technically this thing is, the court stuff is done with it, which is why it was being stored here, it's still here because I don't even know where the title is. And junkyards nowadays, depending on the day of the week, won't take a car without a title. So my point of that is if I can get that crashy car out of here, and then I've got some roof panels still in the backyard, if I could do like a little roof overhang off that back wall, get the golf carts and put them outside, then I literally have enough room, because I built it around this idea, to bring the camper inside of here, and then we can work on restoring it. I don't want to fully restore it, but there is some water damage, and I'd like to kind of refresh it. Whether I keep it or not, it increases the resale value, because that's a 1982 Coachman Leprechaun with a Ford 351 Windsor, carbureted, and it runs and drives. I need to go through the fuel system. I lived in it for years while I was saving money to build my original plan. But it's, as far as like going to music festivals and stuff like that, like I enjoy doing, it's a little bit too much for me by myself. It's not too much. It's not like I can't handle it, but I don't need it. And I've got my Volkswagen Eurovan out there. I've actually got two of those. I'd like to put one of those back on the road, because that was always fun. It's big enough where you can fit a motor scooter or a motorcycle in the back, pull it out, drop down your air mattress, and you're set. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to any of the music festivals or anything, but they're a lot of fun. Any type of camping festival. Car shows with camping is always fun, but the music festivals, everybody's out there to have a good time. There's not usually any politics or bad energy. Two VW vans, you're the king. Well, they're the newer, they're 1993 Volkswagen Eurovans, which is the first year of the front engine, front wheel drive. So they're not the cool rounded ones. Shaggy Mane, playing music. I remember those. Shaggy Man, good to have you in here. Speaking of van life, that guy is living the dream. He custom built a E350. It is four-wheel drive, and he is now driving, as far as I know, right now, driving from California to Colorado. Yep. We can go look at the van real quick. It should be, what time is it? 2 o'clock. Wow, we've been going for a while. That's cool. Shaggy Mane, I got the table cleared off. It's not completely, but it's getting there. And for those of y'all that didn't see, again, this is actually one of the Chinese Amazon motorcycles, affectionately known as Chondas. A guy built this in his spare time in his evenings. This was one of the ones with all the plastic fairings and all the crap all over it. He ripped all that stuff off and made this custom scrambler. I have since made it my own. I added the windshield and the better speedometer and a lot of stuff. There's Grateful Dead stickers. But I picked this up. I got this bike for $400, and it had, I think, 12 miles on it. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna set you, I don't know, somewhere for a second. Does that work? Yeah. Guys, don't fall down, okay? I just got to move the screen. I've got it set up for the screen. Oh yeah, there's actually a nice breeze. Never mind, I'm just gonna open that up. Well, I don't want that sun in here though. So never mind. Hope everybody's okay and just hanging out. This is where my neighbors get to think that I'm nuts, because who am I talking to? My YouTube fans, duh. All right, sorry about the light change, and I can't see the chat right now, so. Well, actually, I'd rather do this. Ugh. So that's Yuri. That was again, 1993. I basically inherited a friend of mine's 93 when he passed the line. That's not cool. Anyway, I don't need to do that right now. But this is an inline 5-cylinder with a frickin' rat's nest. That's not good at all. So, you know, ran when parked, but the other one is actually wrecked in the front end. Between the two, I should have a good motor and transmission. I know I think they both needed head gaskets, but that's available. I didn't think about that. Are we back? I didn't think about that. Are we back? Yes. Sorry, guys. I didn't think about the fact that we were on Wi-Fi. Adventure bike, shop touring, Sean. So theoretically, I could go. Oh no, I have to be on Wi-Fi. Yeah, sorry guys, I have to be on Wi-Fi on this phone because there is no phone. There's no phone service. Beetle nuts, beetle nuts, beetle nuts. So I think we're gonna put you back on the. We spun a bit out, but heard most of it. Cut out a few times. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't thinking. I could. It's all over when I go out drinking. Oh, making my mind slow. That's why I don't with the big 4-0, bro. I got to maintain. Cause smoke like me. Anyway, so yeah. Point being, that phone does not have cell service on it. This phone does, but I don't stream from it yet because I like to be able to use it for phone stuff. Insane in the membrane. Yes, sir. Like Valentine said, I'm insane. Insane in the brain. I'm weird. So yeah, we could check out the bike some more. That's kind of neat. Simply because, drone mode. We're not in reverb the whole time, are we? Hello? No. Okay. So this is an aftermarket carburetor, and most of the reason I got this bike so cheap is because he didn't know how to tune it. So he bought, and this happens a lot from the forums that I've read. He bought the carburetor but didn't know how to tune it correctly, so he could never get it running right without the choke on. And then he pinched the tube on one of the tires and didn't know how to change that, so the tire was flat. But like, I put on the fairing, whatever that's called, I put on the cell phone holder. It's got a camera mount. I put on the, it's got voltage meter with dual USB ports. And this speedometer is pretty cool. I don't have the key out here, but It's all digital swing and all that stuff. This thing's fun. It's just now cooling off enough to where it'll be comfortable to ride it. Because in my old age, self-preservation has come into play, so I don't really like riding without all the safety gear on. And that's hard to do in Florida during the summer. I got blinking lights. Do y'all still have sound? Give me a thumbs up if you still have sound. That bike is awesome. I mean, brand new, you can buy them for like $1,500 delivered to your house. But again, it's got all the plastic fairings all over it like an old Enduro. They're Honda clones. The motor is, I think, I never remember exactly what motor it is. But the motor is, the parts are actually interchangeable with the actual Honda. Yes, we hear you. Good. But, you know, for those of you who are here, the 2 bicycles and the 2 scooters and all that, I at one point had the fantasy of still possibly being in a relationship or something like that, and thought that would be cute, but frankly, I could use the cash more at this point. And I'm not worried about any of that. So I'll probably clean all that stuff up. The thing with the scooters is they are damaged, but I do have them both running. And I don't remember exactly what I paid for them. I think it was $400 for the pair. So, you know, I wouldn't mind getting out of them. I just don't know if I want to deal with the marketplace crap with people coming over here. Because I've even thought about doing a garage sale. But then I got a bunch of strangers knowing where I live and knowing, hey, this is a pretty cool place. There's a bunch of neat stuff in there. I mean, I've got cameras all over the place, but if I'm out of town, cameras don't do anything. So, anyhow, as I zone out into my own thoughts, because I'm insane in the brain, driving. Yeah, so Shaggy Mane, I wish I had pictures to throw up. But you can't really do that stuff when you're streaming from the phone. But his van, he built one that was 2-wheel drive, and then found a guy that was able to do the 4-wheel drive conversion. And so, like I said, it's E350 running gear, but it's 4-wheel drive. I think it's on 33s. So it's not ridiculously huge, but it's capable. And he's just kind of working out the bugs and working out the build out. I believe he installed solar here very recently, so he should have power and everything now. You know, as far as that traveling thing, solo or a couple, I think van life is the way to go. A Class B, which is the van that's set up as a camper, would really be the ultimate, but those things are expensive as heck and they retain their value. People will pay $20,000 for a 1990 something, what are they called? The Sportsman, I believe is what they're called. Ouch, I almost poked my eyeballs out. So 2 hours, that's definitely a new record. I mean, I'll hang out as long as y'all are hanging out. I mean, the weather's nice. I'll hang out here in the shop. I'm probably gonna wrap this here up. Yep, that dang old man, shoot. I'm probably gonna wrap this here up here in a minute. But again, if you got any questions, I'm not gonna tell you my social security number or anything, but I'm kind of an open book. I ain't hiding nothing. Oh, we're in top messages again. All messages. 360 we're at now. May as well just go ahead and bump it up to 365. 365 is the highest I go. You can go way higher, but this is a well, I can say that. It's a dry herb vaporizer for aromatherapy and such. So you can dry your lavender and put it in here. All I need is your birthday and government name. Yeah, I've still kept that. I know in my last video it popped up on something. I'm trying to keep it separate. It'll get out there eventually. My address is out there because it's on the mailbox every time I show the mailbox. Somebody will show up eventually and knock on the door, and I'll be like, what the hell are you doing here? Suggestion for anyone watching this, don't show up without being invited. It would not be good for you. I am a kind and loving hippie until you piss me off. We'll just leave it at that. And I am armed relatively heavily. But the reality is, if you had my Social Security, it wouldn't be anything good. I don't have anything other than this. Which, you know, I guess if you had that information, good way to get smoked. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So I don't know, Wes, I don't know if you've heard the story. This was probably a month or two ago now. I live at the end of a shitty gravel road, potholes and all that stuff. I'm the last house on the left. And when I was up in my office window faces the road. It was evening time, and out of the corner of my eye, I see a car go down the road at a relatively high rate of speed. So it gets my attention, and I look down, and it swings into my driveway, which, you know, a lot of people turn around utilizing my driveway. That's expected. Except it didn't stop in my driveway, and it went around what I was just showing you, around the car, around the camper, and by the time I realized that it was doing that, I had already grabbed my 9 and was downstairs, and sure enough, by the time I get to the sliding glass door, there's a car facing my sliding glass door in my backyard. And I pulled out the pistol and pointed at them and said, "What the F are you doing in my backyard?" And it was some stupid delivery driver trying to figure out a shortcut. And I'm like, well, how did you get that far? I mean, I didn't have this conversation with them because I scared the shit out of them. But, you know, it's like, how did you get that far into my backyard? You know, you went off my driveway into my side yard, at which point you definitely would know that you're not on a road anymore. Still kept going, took a left, then took another left. It's like, yeah, it was ridiculous. I almost hunted it down on the security footage, and then I was like, no, because that's not the viral video I want to make. But yeah, I hope she pissed herself. Pardon my French. Because then she's sitting there in my backyard, like facing my, again, sliding glass door in the backyard, and looking at her phone, trying to figure out where she is. I'm like, get the f*** out of my backyard. You worry about where you are once you're back on the fucking road. Oh, that ticked me off. It was entertaining, to say the least. And what it was one of those, excuse me. It's vapor, but it's still hot. It was one of those Amazon helper drivers or whatever that drives in their own personal car. And like I said, there's a subdivision back there that, even though it's not connected to me, if you look at the map and don't pay attention to the roads, you might think that there's a way through there, but if you look at the roads, there's clearly not. And then there's another side road. And like I said, people are looking from the overhead view, trying to be smart and figure it all out. It's like, dude, no. So the neighbor across the street has so many cameras. I've got so many cameras. You know, as you come down here, you're on camera, like from 8 different angles. One of these days we'll put some signs in. But usually I think just the poor condition of the road itself prevents people from doing that. And it's funny because Shaggy Mane knows I bought this property to get out of the city. And of course now they're building subdivisions, buying the big old family plots and turning them into subdivisions. They literally built a Publix within walking distance, which is convenient, but you need a dead end sign. And I've contemplated, because it's a private road again, and I've been in touch with the person that owns the road. It's a brother of the family that used to own this entire property, the entire road, and it's still in his name, but he's kind of cuckoo. And because I've contemplated telling him to sell, I'll buy the road, the rights to the road, because then I can pave it. And I don't know what it would cost me, but I'm not going to pave somebody else's road. But yeah, the dead end sign, no outlet, down here at the end, you are on camera. Don't be a dumbass or you will get shot. It's not usually a problem, but that situation was the worst one that I've had since I was here. I've heard that when this was a vacant lot, I've heard that there were people that would come down here and hang out in the lot. But right now it's still cool. If I decide that it's not, I could sell this and make a huge profit. But big picture, I built it, so it's exactly what I wanted. So I don't want to be too quick to do that. But, the right person looking for a barn dominium, just keep dueling banjos on a motion sensor, right? There was a meme I saw once where it's like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a couple shoes on the porch with a sign that says, "Hey, I just ran up to pick up more ammunition. The dogs are in the backyard, so watch out," or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, I mean, I've contemplated rather putting, like you're saying, drone, the motion sensor light, where if they pull into the driveway, then it would trigger like full on, all cameras on, all recording, all lights on, all that. But it hasn't really become a huge issue. I got plenty of projects to keep me busy here. But as we've all discussed already, the procrastination is the biggest issue. But playing YouTube has helped a lot, because it's motivated me to do stuff, because I got to come up with content. And then doing the lives, like I said earlier, is fun, because it's the community thing is fun. Florida man lives here signs. Well, I mean, like I said, stupid is stupid. I don't care what kind of signs are here. That person still would have ended up in my backyard, because they are not paying attention to signs or anything. For those of you who have been in here in the vidIQ classes and all that stuff, when they do their lives, it's the me people. They're like, "Oh, do my channel, review my channel, blah, 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 me. And it's like, how do you do this? How do you be part of this? It's like, read the directions, pay attention. But people don't do that. People are just whole at wrong. Anyway, people are stupid with their short attention spans and all that. But anyhow, I think I'm going to wrap this up, because we could sit here and bullshit all day. But I think I need to put the distraction away and let y'all get back to work too, because I'm sure you're all distracted as well. Looks like we've got 6 of us in here. So if you didn't, go ahead and please hit like, because that helps whatever it helps. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out here. If you're lurking in the background, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for being here again, Wes. I appreciate it. And we're working towards 420 subscribers. I dropped a couple and then worked my way back up. So hopefully we'll get there here soon. and onward and upwards to 500. And at 500, we can open up memberships and all that. And excuse me, I think I'm going to make the lives, the replay. I think I'm going to make those member only. I'll make the lives still, just subscriber only. But I think I'll do the replays as member only. Anyway, I'm rambling. I need to get there to turn it off. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hang on. Thanks for watching at Schop, Schop. And we out of here, y'all. Glad to finally catch one of your live streams. My schedule is erratic, so I never know when I'll see them. I am trying to consistently be on Sunday noon Eastern. So that one is consistent. The rest of them are random. Thanks, y'all. Peace.